Well, you can say it. Liar, liar, pants on fire. We are in a weather delay once again. Lightning struck just after we went off to a commercial, so we are in a break for at least another 30 minutes here in our third quarterfinal of the day. Texas and North Carolina, these two teams will be playing today, but again, in a lightning delay here in Greenville, North Carolina. We will keep you posted on a first pitch time. We are dancing, ready for some softball. Finally, our third quarterfinal of the day here at the Little League Softball World Series. Texas and North Carolina moments away from first pitch. Courtney Lyle, Amanda Scarborough, Michelle Smith, Chris Budden, we are all excited to be with you. And a new home for this Little League Softball World Series for the first time since 1994. Chris, we are here in North Carolina.
Yeah, well, this park was built in 1951. Elm Street Park is part of the Little League baseball fields. But in 1999, it was nearly destroyed because of floodwater from Hurricane Laura. Chris Ball, who actually was a Little Leaguer growing up, he was called to redo the field, help save it. And in 2012, it reopened. Chris Ball continues to work on this field. He is also the head groundskeeper for the World Series. This field, though, interesting. It's a baseball field the other 11 months out of the year. A couple weeks ago, they transformed it into a softball field for today.
And Chris, it looks great. I heard, too, that we are in his office right now, so calling this game. So Amanda, Michelle, and finally we get to call some softball. The competition has been one of the best I think we've had in the World Series for quite some time.
Yeah, every game, Michelle has just been so competitive. The pitching, I feel like, has leveled up, and the defense, too, have been outstanding.
Yeah, the pitching. And then how about some of the hitting? We've seen some lasers, ropes.
Yeah, and you're going to see that from both of these teams. Let's meet the young ladies representing Texas here at the Little League Softball World Series.
Hi, my name is Abigail Sepulveda, and my favorite softball team is Baylor. Hi, my name is Haven Hansen. My favorite sports team is the Texas Rangers.
Hi, my name is Lexi Rosillo, and my favorite subject is math.
Hi, my name is Jenny Patterson, and my favorite sport to watch is softball.
Hi, my name is Addison Young. My favorite animal is a goat.
Hi, my name is Addison Williams. My favorite food is shrimp.
Hi, my name is Reese Tate, and my favorite color is pink.
Hi, my name is Raylan Van Zee. My favorite college team is OU.
Hi, my name is Isabel Mathis, and my favorite subject is math.
Hi, my name is Corbin Stucker-Stroud. My favorite sport to play is softball.
Hi, my name is Peyton Richards, and my favorite thing to do in my free time is drawing.
Hi, my name is Brinley Robinson, and my favorite athlete is Logan Eggleston.
Those are the young ladies from Texas. Edward Rosillo is their manager. He loves this team, and this lineup has been pretty solid, especially you look at the number 3 hitter, Amanda, Addison Young, coming in hitting .615.
Unbelievable. 8 hits, 5 RBI. Addison Young right there in the 3 spot is so tough. And then I love the lefty, too, of Peyton Richards, the only lefty in this Texas lineup with a little bit of power.
So Texas, this lineup is going to be facing somebody in the circle who has got some heat, literally. And we're talking about Reese Fireball Poole.
I love the nickname. She's a grinder and a competitor. Loves to get it done in the circle.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the field. At this time, we would like to present the Robinson Little League with the inaugural Girls with Game Team Sportsmanship Award. Presented for the
So we'll step aside
2021 Little League Softball World Series.
as they get set for the national anthem here in Greenville, North Carolina.
That shows what it means to be girls with game, both on and off the field. The Little League Girls with Game initiative originated was launched in 2019. It's dedicated to honoring all the girls and women who have made Little League program what it is today, and those who inspire the future generations of female participants at every level.
Sportsmanship Award.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Texas. This is the first
let's give a big
year
round of applause
they have done this,
for Robinson
and it's really cool
League.
to recognize not just what you do on the field, but how you treat other people off the field.
Well, that's a big part of Little League, right? It's a community-based softball, and a lot of these teams are very supportive of their communities, and their communities supportive of these young ladies.
And it's a vote, too. So it was several of us who voted and some of our peers as well who voted. And Texas was the one who got it. What a huge honor.
Yeah, that's really awesome to see. These girls certainly have game on both sides. Guys, this matchup's going to be really interesting because you look at on paper, these two teams, Texas and North Carolina, the numbers very similar. They both went 3-1 in pool play.
Well, they pitch very similarly. They have good hitting, but I think one of the things that really stands out for me, and you mentioned it earlier, Amanda, is the defense for Texas has been lights out.
Yeah, they've had tons of plays at the plate, turned a few double plays. Their defense back behind Raylan Van Zee has been really something special because they can score, but the way that their defense has stepped up to allow and prevent other teams from scoring has been really, really impressive.
And that was one of the keys that Edward Rosillo, who is the manager of this Texas Robinson Little League, told us that they were going to have to play error-free defense. They got to come in and be able to get some hits, but to have success, they would also have to have that defense behind them. And it's been impressive what they've been able to do defensively.
Well, and I think important to note, too, as we enter this game, we're all just so anxious to get started and waiting for that first pitch. But this is win or go home. A lot of these athletes up to this point, they've been playing in double elimination, in state, in regionals, and up to the World Series. They've even had pool play. They didn't have to win the pool games. But now in the quarterfinals, it is win or go home, trying to get to that semifinal game, trying to get to that championship game to be the World Series champions.
And we've already seen two teams go home, two teams advance. Missouri got a win over Nevada earlier behind a no-hitter from Kennedy Watson in the circle. She had 7 strikeouts, and Missouri moves on. They're going to face Oklahoma, who has not lost a game in this tournament.
Yeah, Oklahoma's just been lights out. They can hit the ball. But all of these teams, the level of play this year, I just think has been stellar.
And you're going to see 2 more that are pretty stellar right here, too. In North Carolina, as they have taken to the field. And we mentioned her, Reese Fireball Poole. She's got some hot stuff in that glove.
She is hot stuff. She's a competitor. Her dad told us she is a grinder, and one of her best pitches is going to be her changeup. 17 Ks, which is a little bit high. He did say she's more pitch to contact because she does use that changeup. She's been keeping folks off balance. I think the key is if she can limit those walks, get some good defense behind her, try to keep Texas off the board.
So Little League Softball, they have been playing since Wednesday. Each team played 4 pool play games. We started with 10 teams, started today with 8 teams that were able to make it to this round, the quarterfinal knockout round. Started with those 10 teams. Their ages 10 to 12 years old. We're going to play a 6-inning game, 60-foot base paths. It's a 40-foot pitching distance, so that, of course, is different than in the college game with 43, but we do use the 12-inch softball, and we have mandatory play, which is great because that means every player is going to get a chance to step up to the plate. Lexi Rosillo, she likes that first pitch. Going for 2. And she will get it easily. Remember, Lexi Rosillo led off the bottom of the first with a home run against Virginia, one of the 3 home runs we've had in this tournament.
She is such a big spark at the top of the lineup for Texas. Gets a pitch that she likes early in the count.
Well, McNeely is going to go out and make a really good catch on this, but look at the way she just puts her head down, maybe forgetting that there is a runner at third. Rosillo is going to score easily from third, put that first run up on the board for Texas.
Just a good reminder, Michelle, that it's so important to communicate out there to your teammates. You saw that the right fielder, Lyerly, was right there next to her, could have been yelling 4-4-4, even if she did forget. Sometimes mental lapses happen out there in the field, but if your teammates communicate with you, it just helps out a ton.
Well, and that's why I remember when I was a little leaguer, when I was young, Coach would always say, before every pitch, you have to say, what is the play? If the ball's hit to me, or runner at third, 2 outs, or 1 out, what's the play? And so you're constantly reminding yourself, runner at third, 1 out. If I get the ball, I'm checking the runner going to first, or pop up, making sure she doesn't tag. Those little things are really key.
This is Peyton Richards at the plate. So far in this tournament, guys, here at the World Series, teams scoring first are 18-2.
I was thinking about that earlier today. Just seems like the teams that have been aggressive have hopped out early. We've seen a lot of scoring in the first inning, which just already makes the pitcher of the team who scored early just take pressure off of her and take pressure off of the defense, and does the opposite for the team that's out on the field and you're scoring against.
2-2 count coming to Peyton Richards. Rolls it past McNeely at second. Peyton Richards has herself a hit.
How about this Texas team? They can just mash. They know the strike zone. They're efficient and quick to the ball. Love the way that Richard just explodes through that. Gets it right back up the middle. McNeely, really good job trying to go up the middle and glove that, but just hit with too much speed. Richards picks up a base hit.
So Peyton Richards at first for Isabel Mathis, the catcher. She has reached base every game. Fouls off the first pitch. Amanda, Isabel, a big Texas A&M softball fan.
Yeah, you better believe. I saw that on the questionnaire.
Yeah. All of these players filled out questionnaires for us. I can tell you it has been so much fun reading them. I have laughed out loud numerous times.
I know. But it's so interesting to learn about them because each one of these players has such a unique story. They have different colors that they like. They do have different hobbies that they do outside of softball. And it just always reminds you that they're more than just softball players.
Alicia Carter's keeping an eye on Peyton Richards over there at first base. Oh, got a hold of that one, but it's foul.
They're squaring up a lot of pitches. You guys are really on time. If I'm Reese Poole, I want to use that changeup over and over and over again until Texas shows that they can adjust. Just foul. The umpire down there, down the left field line, has to do a little dance like we saw here on the field during the rain delay last night.
Well, one of the things that the coaches from North Carolina said is that Reese Poole cannot hang that changeup. She needs to be able to throw it effectively and get it down by the knees. It looks a little elevated, and it's not fooling Texas.
Yeah, Reese Poole has been solid. She had only allowed one earned run in her last two games coming into today.
And I'll be interested to see what the delay brings for Raylan Van Zee on the other side. You have to remember this is a 4 o'clock start time. We're getting started an hour and a half late. And of course, Reese Poole had to warm up, slow down, and then warm up again.
It stays fair for Isabel Mathis. Peyton Richards to third. And Isabel Mathis at second. Two in scoring position for Texas.
So the hit was beautiful, but to me, I love the base running that you saw from Peyton Richards, who started out at first base. She saw it get to the grass, picks up her coach over there at third base, and he was sending her the whole way, goes in hard, first to third on a ball that is just right there in front of her. She knows her speed. This is a great look to know that she can get in there safely.
Addison Williams up now. 2 outs, 2 in scoring position. Texas started off this game with a bang, a double on the first pitch by Lexi Rosillo. She came around on a sac fly by Addison Young. Now 2 in scoring position again. Look, Texas has got to have a lot of confidence, too, because their last game, they beat Arizona 11-1 in 5 innings. That's a lot of runs.
Yeah. In a 6-inning game.
I think that you've seen a lot of these teams just create a little bit more momentum as this World Series has gone on, just offensively in the circle, getting more comfortable. We saw that no-hitter from Kennedy Watson earlier today from Missouri. And I think, too, these teams are feeling, hey, it's win or go home, back against the wall.
Jammed her. Jordan Dry looking to make a play. And she will. Helps out North Carolina as Texas leaves 2 in scoring position. But Robinson Little League, they've got a run on the board here in the quarterfinals. the bottom of the first we go. Texas on top of North Carolina, 1-0 here in this quarterfinal. Let's meet the young ladies from North Carolina, the Rowan Little League.
My name is Brinley Hyatt, and my favorite emoji is a red heart.
My name is Reese Poole, and my favorite athlete is Jenny Finch. My name is Maddie Baker, and my favorite food is fries.
My name is Dana Carosa, and my favorite sports team is the Atlanta Braves.
My name is Josephina Hahn, and my favorite sports team is the Atlanta Braves.
My name is Cameron Miley, and my favorite subject is reading.
My name is Laisha Carter, and my favorite athlete is Sis Bates.
My name is Jordan Dry, and my favorite sports team is Clemson. My name is Sophia Redding, and my favorite subject is math. My name is Mom McNeely, and my favorite sports team is the LA Dodgers.
My name is Eva Shue, my favorite athlete is my dad.
My name is Kaylee Furr, and my favorite sports team is the Atlanta Braves.
My name is Leah Troutman, and my favorite subject is math.
My name is Reagan Williams, and my favorite subject is math.
How about the girls from North Carolina, Rowan Little League? Donnell Poole is their manager, and this Rowan Little League has a big history at the Little League Softball World Series. Of course, they won it the last time we played back in 2019, so he knows, this team knows what it's like. They weren't here, but they've talked to the players that were, and this lineup has been good. They've won their last 2 games.
Put a lot of runs up on the board, and very passionate, and that's what you need when it comes to offense. You want to be aggressive.
So this North Carolina order will be facing Raylan Van Zee in the circle. Texas has relied on her for every game.
Yeah, she's thrown 4 complete games for them, and you're going to see her just live on the outside corner. She can throw inside too, but especially to a right-handed hitter, she has a curveball that breaks really hard across the plate. And what I've seen from her is her off-speed pitch has really developed during this postseason, from regionals to here at the World Series play.
And we start pitcher to pitcher. Reese Poole steps in, liked that one, liked it a lot. Shallow right, a base hit for Reese Poole.
Doesn't that feel good, Michelle? You give up a run in the top of the inning, and then you have a chance to be the first hitter that the other pitcher faces, and you start off getting on base. Again, Van Zee has thrown 4 complete games, 23 innings pitched, 27 strikeouts. But the thing about that, that's a high strikeout number. This defense back behind her has only committed 2 errors the entire World Series.
They have been so solid. Mila McNeely with the bunt, moves the runner. And you see Reese Poole diving back head first. That's the only time it is allowed in Little League to slide head first, is going back to a base.
Well, how about the bunt going down for McNeely? And this is what small ball is all about. But I love the way that Robinson is able to throw over to Richards. They get the out at first base. Brenlyn Lee Robinson, the third baseman. She is quite a story. Great athlete.
9:30 p.m. with those 2 games.
And to your point, Amanda, they actually warmed up twice because the game was slightly delayed at first. So she warmed up the first time, delayed a second time, right? So she was ready to go again, and then the third start. So really, if you think about it, there's a good chance they've thrown, twice as many warm-up pitches than what they normally had.
So they're going to send Brinley Hyatt out to run in Laisha Carter's spot. Looks like Laisha Carter just tweaked that ankle sliding in to second base, as her hit allowed North Carolina to tie this game up. So they've got to record everything. We do have mandatory play, so the manager is always very aware of who's coming in the game when. They have to make sure they have at least 1 at bat. Already had a couple of teams advance to the semifinals. We saw Missouri and Oklahoma get wins. Oh, guys, and she is back out.
Wow.
Laisha Carter's back out.
Tough girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you could clearly see her ankle roll into that bag. It looked painful, and I didn't even feel it. I just watched it on the TV with you.
Wow.
She is a catcher, so we'll see if it affects her at all. Not just running, but also catching.
So Laisha Carter back out there in beast mode on second base for Jordan Dry, the shortstop. Jordan Dry, nicknamed Pookie. I love these questionnaires.
Yeah, I know.
High ball to right. Patterson going back and underneath it. Laisha Carter goes. Moving pretty well with that ankle.
You guys, I love the way that Journey Patterson in right field took a drop step and tracked down this ball. Michelle, look at her pump her arms with her glove close to her body. She's not running with her glove out. She tracks it down like a professional outfielder out there in right field. And yes, the runner did advance from second to third, Carter on the play, but I love that defense being able to go back on a ball.
Yeah, and how about hitting her cut too? She didn't just try to, huck it into the infield. She's like, I got to hit my cut. Do like my coaches teach me. Textbook softball out there.
Big opportunity for Eva Shue now at the plate with a runner on third. She had a 2 RBI double to give this North Carolina team the lead in their last game against Nevada. She could give them the lead here too.
Well, she's been outstanding. 6 RBIs in the tournament, leads the team at 556 batting average. Gaudy, hello.
Yeah. On a 2-game hit streak.
Yeah.
We have a few really good left-handed hitters at the World Series. Goose Hutchins for Oklahoma, Peyton Richards in this game, and then Eva Shue.
You think she gets a lot of shoe puns in her life?
It's deceiving when you look at how it's spelled, so maybe not everybody recognizes that's how you say it.
Well, that's true. Oh, Laisha Carter thought about coming home from third. Bounces back to the bag.
That's a good read by Carter to not just see the ball past the catcher, but also read it off the wall, off the fence.
Oh, that one just died off the bat, and there was some hesitation there by Van Zee on where to make the throw as Eva Shue was coming home. So Eva Shue at first, Laisha Carter scores.
Well, Van Zee is going to do a good job of getting to this ball, but she takes her eye off of the runner, seeing that Carter is coming home instead of making the throw over to first base. Remember, with 2 outs, you just want to get the batter out. So that little hesitation looking at Carter come home allows Shue to be able to beat that out, put another run up on the board for North Carolina.
Wow, second game in a row that Eva Shue has given her team the lead. Hits now in 4 of their 5 games. And next up is the third baseman, Leah Troutman. Favorite TV show? NCIS. It's a good one. I like a little mystery, a little crime.
You know how easy it would have been for Eva Shue just to pout when she didn't really square up a ball and drive it to the outfield, hits it off the end of her bat, basically a swinging bunt, but she hustles to get down the line, didn't pout, didn't jog down there. I mean, it's the stuff that doesn't go down the scorebook. Sometimes it just speaks volumes about a player.
She's proven she'll do whatever the team needs. She's usually a really great center fielder, but they needed her at first base, and so she's over there doing that. Troutman digs deep for it, and Young will make the play at second. North Carolina jumping on top. They lead 2-1 over Texas. Catch all the excitement from the Little League Baseball and Softball World Series tournaments and visit the first ever virtual Fan Zone experience. Visit littleleague.org/fanzone. Man, these fans have been troopers, just like the girls that we have playing on the field. We had so many rain delays yesterday, plus an hour-and-a-half delay for this Game 3. They're still allowed and in the stands right now.
And we saw the East Carolina University coaching staff there. Their head coach, Shane Winkler, is in the stands. Greenville, of course, the home of ECU.
Yeah, we are not far at all from East Carolina. They are still looking at Laisha Carter right now, who is the catcher for North Carolina. She slid into second base, came back out and ran for herself, but I think they're trying to wrap up that ankle right now. Yeah, you see her putting her shoe back on. What a gritty performance from her. She eventually came around and scored to give North Carolina the lead.
Yeah, and she even thought about going on a wild pitch pass ball and decided not to. And then Shu, her teammate, gets that swinging bunt to drive her in.
Just want to give you guys an update for those of you looking for NBA Summer Leagues, Cavaliers versus the Suns. You can see it right now over on ESPN News. We've got some Little League softball going on here in Greenville, North Carolina, the first time that we have been here. Starting in 19. Brinley Robinson has a hit in this tournament. She was 1 for 2 with a 2 RBI double
right here. Let's go, 2-9.
against Arizona.
You know, it's more stressful for the parents, I think, than it is for the children out there wearing the uniforms.
And so Brinley Robinson will take her base. Patience paying off. So how about the start here? A leadoff double by Reese Tate. Brinley Robinson walks. And now to the number 9 hitter, Journey Patterson. Fun fact about Journey, she has 8 siblings.
Oh, coming from an only child, perspective, I just can't even imagine.
That's sharing a lot of bathroom time.
Oh
and
my God.
all that you have to take a ticket probably to
eat, to do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, she's new to softball too, heavy in cheerleading, but she was the outfielder that we talked about in right field for Texas, who just went back on a ball, just textbook with her drop step and the way that she tracked it down. You would never know that she's in her early stages of playing.
Hey, most people will never meet their favorite player. My sister is mine.
No.
Aww.
Oh, sweet.
Guys, we're having a moment. It's a slow roller. Hey, but she moves the runners, and now it's 2 in scoring position for Texas.
Hey, and that's your job. Number 9 hitter coming up. You've got runners at first and second. What do you want to do? You want to hit it A, right side, and B, you want to move your runners. Mission accomplished. Way to go, Journey Patterson. And so it's a ball off the end of the bat, but really good defense as well by North Carolina picking this up, getting the only out possible. So McNeely over to Shu to pick up an out for North Carolina.
Now back to the top of the order, Lexi Rosillo, who led off this game on the very first pitch, turned it into a double.
Yeah, we haven't seen a ton of out-of-the-park home runs here at the World Series, but Lexi Rosillo does have home run power. She's hit it out of the park, back in the first inning, one of their pool games.
Yeah, she's one of just 3 players with a home run this week in Greenville.
Her nickname's Rolex. Let's see if she's on time.
Dad's coaching her up.
Big swing. These Texas hitters are swinging hard, Michelle. They are going up there and committing. That's all you can do too, right? Like when you swing, commit big, be all in.
Well, they're on time, right? So they've got that front foot down and really good bat head speed.
Texas came out throwing the first punch. North Carolina has responded, and now they have the lead. This is exactly what we expect.
She's aggressive. She goes and gets them. And the reason her nickname is Rolex is because the motto is we roll with Lexi. Roll with Lexi.
Oh, will it be fair? It will be. Reese Tate can come home. And Lexi Rocio is at second base once again. Her second hit today.
You can just tell that she's the type of player that steps up in the big moments. You want her up with runners in scoring position, just finds a hole out there down the left field line and is able to tie up this game.
They give Rocio a single on that. RBI single for Lexi Rocio, so she's got a double and a single, and a tie game at 2. Rocio on second, Robinson on third for Raylan Van Zee. Ooh, great catch by Jordan Try.
You guys, I don't know what it is about Raylan Van Zee, but since I watched her in the regional up at the plate, she has had more bad luck like this as a hitter than I've ever seen any hitter have in my entire life. She just had hit seeds right at the infielders, and it could just barely ever sneak one through.
Addison Young and Jordan Dry dropping back to make 2 outs in a row for North Carolina. Tie ball game here. Creative. You've heard of TikTok. Well, how about a little old school tic-tac-toe? With Texas and Arizona, they were throwing a ball back and forth.
With Arizona on this weather delay. Texas won game 1. Arizona won game 2.
And we're working on game 3.
Now here goes game 3.
Right. Okay, so where should we go?
Look, there's a lot of strategy involved in this. I can tell you my niece, who is 12 years old, beats me every time, and I don't know how.
I can say in all my years of playing, I never played tic-tac-toe like that in a rain delay. Did you, Michelle?
No, never.
Creative.
It is very creative.
They would throw the ball back over across the tarp from first to third over to the Arizona dugout, and that's how they would say, hey, your move. Well, JoJo Hun will lead off for North Carolina. They took the lead in the bottom of the first inning. We've got a tie game. Hun, nice contact, and runs through it with power.
JoJo Hun just taking a pitch and going oppo with it. This North Carolina team has done very well at identifying pitches on the outside corner, just barreling up. Not doing too much. Leadoff hit for Hun.
Just her second hit of the World Series. Now to the number 8 hitter, Danica Rosa. Big One Direction fan. If you're looking for a band to listen to, she would recommend them. She got a little clever on this questionnaire, guys. Some of them did. Who do you look up to? Everyone, because I'm short.
Yeah, the personality really starts to come out in those questionnaires. like I've seen two hitters here at the World Series go with pitches, use the opposite side of the field more than I've ever seen the few years that I've been calling these games with you guys. Like, hitters are being able to step up, get on time, identify pitches, as you mentioned, Michelle, as Rosa takes that walk. But that's how you can really tell that an offense is clicking, that a hitter is locked in, because they're not trying to pull everything, and especially against Van Zee, who likes to live on that outside corner. You're going to have to go with it.
Well, that's some high-level hitting. I mean, that is understanding the strike zone, understanding mechanics. Impressive.
Caroline Lyerly up now with 2 on and nobody out here in the bottom of the second. And these two teams, of course, have not played. They come from different pools. They divided up the 10 teams into the Jenny Finch and the Jessica Mendoza pools. But so you have gotten a chance to see the pitchers. We've seen a lot of teams in the stands watching, coaches in the stands watching, and they've got to see 4 games of each team playing out here.
Yeah, when we spoke with them before the tournament started, there was a lot of scouting, recruiting.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have thought this was a Women's College World Series. All the coaches are like, oh, we've watched. We're prepared. We know what our opponents are doing.
What about the players, too?
Yeah.
They were like, well, we were watching this regional the other day, and this is what we noticed. It was really, very impressive.
The ESPN Plus app was being very well used.
Yes. Texas looking for 2. Yes. Texas has done that 4 times
right.
now. Double plays.
Their defense, you guys, continues to step up. They caught North Carolina sleeping a little bit. And look, this is a hard one as a base runner because you can't tell if that ball was caught in the air or not. Or wait, did we just have a triple play? Because they say that she caught it in the air, then tagged the base at second base for the second out, and now at first base for the third. So Texas just won up themselves. They said, so what about a double play? We're going to add triple play to our resume.
Wow. This Texas defense has been so strong all week here in Greenville, and you just saw it on display, and I think they're going to take a look at this. There is video review here at the Little League Softball World Series.
But as a base runner, that's so hard.
It is very difficult.
When you're the runner at first base to identify, did it hit the ground? Is it in the air? Should I run? And it's kind of a lose-lose.
So they will go over and put on the headset and talk to the officials in Williamsport. Take a look at this. Mitchell Limpinen is the one behind the plate today for us. All these umpires, of course, volunteering their time to work these games. Here's the play.
Oh, yeah, that's a short hop, I think.
Yeah, it hops.
So sorry, Amanda. No triple play. You get a double play, though.
That would have been something. But good base running, too, by Hunt at second base, because she
Really
did
good.
see it down, and she decided to go ahead and advance to third.
Absolutely.
Hey, if you're just tuning into this game, we just had a triple play by this Texas defense, and it was awesome.
Well, it's not something you write very often in your scorecard, but it's going to be a line out, right? So L4 over to 6 to shortstop, over to first base 3. So how you're going to score that is an L4-6-3 triple play. I think that's the first time I've ever said that, Amanda.
Addison Young to Lexi Rocio to Peyton Richards, and Texas's defense showing how to go to work.
It was a good turn by Rocio, too, because that play at first was so close.
It was close.
Oh, Peyton Richards. She's seeing the ball very well. Her second hit today.
Oh, my gosh, the offense in this game, you guys. Like, we have one strikeout with pitchers who have combined for over 50 strikeouts, I think, coming into this game.
Look, I'm sorry, guys. I know you're both pitchers, but I'm here for this offense. Like, let's go.
We like the offense, too.
We're unicorns. We're hitting pitchers.
It's a good thing about being a hitting pitcher. You don't really have to choose.
Exactly.
Isabel Mathis had a double her first time up. Texas has had 3 doubles today. Both teams hitting the ball so well. Texas has 6 hits, North Carolina with 4 hits.
What a fun game, too, because you have to think about how every player right now, all they want to do is win this game. I mean, normally they're athletes, right? You want to win and whatever it is that you play at, but you want to win this game. Your goal was to make it here, to be able to play in the World Series, and now you want to be able to win it, to advance to tomorrow, to have one more day playing with your team.
Mathis walks. Winner of Texas, North Carolina will move on to those semifinals. They either get Virginia or New Jersey. That's going to be our nightcap for today. We've already seen Missouri and Oklahoma advance. They will play in the semifinal tomorrow. 2 on for Addison Williams. Goose Williams, duck, duck, goose.
Oh, nice pick.
Yeah, Jordan Dry over to Shue. Eva Shue at first. Both runners in scoring position.
How about Jordan Dry really keeping her eye on this ball, not letting the traffic in front of her cause any distraction? She picks up the ball. She thinks maybe about a tag and decides, I need to go to first. And how about Eva Shue just snapping that off the ground? Really good pick there at first base to get the out.
She made that look easy.
Yeah.
And that those plays are not easy. These dreaded short hops.
Yeah. I have a lot of bruises on my shin bones for the ones that miss my glove.
Yeah, the worst.
Reese Tate got a nice handle on a ball in the second inning. She had a double, came around and scored.
One thing about this Texas team, they're very efficient at moving runners. They move their teammates very well. Productive out, that's the name of the game if you're going to put runs up on the board.
Texas has outscored opponents 22-10. Reese Tate, yeah, she plays softball. She plays it well. Also a cornhole player, and also loves to go fishing with her dad off the softball diamond.
I feel like those are very Texas-like hobbies.
Yeah?
Cornhole and fishing.
Seen a few fishing on here.
You know, it's fun to see these teams grow up together, too. Most of the team at Texas have been playing together for 4 or 5 years, and that's very common within each of the little leagues that are represented here at the World Series and throughout all the regional play that we saw a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, runner coming home. Richards sliding in. Texas swiping the lead back.
How about Poole and Carter, the battery, getting it done, making sure that Richards is not able to score. So this is a ball that's going to get past Carter. It's going to bounce away from her, but Reese Poole is in perfect position. The nice throw from Carter to Poole for the tag, the out at home. Look at the positioning in front of home plate and getting that tag down. Good defensive play for North Carolina.
Yeah, my apologies, Reese Poole. I thought I saw the ball come out for a second, but some great defense for Texas, some great defense for North Carolina. We are knotted at 2 here in the Little League Softball World Series. Tie game in the top of the third, Texas and North Carolina. Texas has a star at third base in Brinley Robinson, and her journey to the Little League Softball World Series has just been incredible.
Clubfoot is a defect that I was born with, the birth defect. It left me with neuropathy and some dead nerves, and my muscles don't work as well as they would in my foot if it was normal. And I also have this thing with my toes where they're kind of under, so I walk on my toes every time I walk.
And when the doctor told her we can have surgery, you'll be out for 4 weeks, I told her if you can battle through the pain, baby, I will back you up.
I wanted to delay the surgery so I could get a chance to play the Little League World Series. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It was just something that seemed more important to me at the moment.
Mom Miranda watching in the stands, but Brinley is just an athlete, guys. She has made some amazing plays in this World Series and swings a tough bat.
Yeah, and you guys, she was told by doctors that she would never be able to play sports, never be able to play softball, and she has proven them wrong. She's even a pitcher. She's the number 2 pitcher on this team behind Ray Lynn.
Just an incredible story of dedication, love for this sport, right? Delaying a surgery so she could play in the Little League World Series. Oh, I love it.
Reese Poole will lead off. There's Brinley Robinson over at third, and it's got to affect so many aspects of her game. I mean, playing on the hot corner, and then also her swing, just getting the balance, and we've seen her run the bases too.
And she's constantly walking in circles, pointing to her teammate, pointing to her pitcher, Van Zee, giving her some love.
Well, in the first year that she was born, once a month she would travel from Waco to Dallas and have to go to the Children's Hospital there, and she wore casts and braces and underwent surgery that she mentioned at a young age, and they put off that second surgery for the Little League World Series, but just tons of doctor's visits for her, you know, just trying to be a child, trying to be a baby, having to deal with it.
Now you can just tell how much she loves this sport, what she's willing to do for it. Already gotten on base today. She was able to walk in the second inning for this Texas team. And a drop third strike, so Reese Poole at first. Chris Button is over with Miranda, Brinley's mom.
Hi, Courtney. Yeah, Miranda joining me now. What do you remember about that first doctor visit, the diagnosis, and the limitations that your daughter would have going forward?
She was young, and the doctor said, you know, the hope with her being an athlete or a dancer was probably pretty slim. And as she got older and she was like, hey, Mom, I want to dance, we danced, and she did good. And then, hey, Mom, I want to play softball. It was my passion, and so
she's so tough out there, but you said there is some pain. Can you describe to us what she goes through on a daily basis?
She's on her feet and she's working hard and on the field. It's just discomfort. It's a little discomfort to be on it, you know, running, walking, but she handles it very well. If you see her on the field, you'd never know what she goes through behind the scenes.
And I'm sure you remember what it was like when the doctor said she'd never be able to play. So what does it feel like right now to watch her?
I'm a proud mom. As you can see, she's awesome. She's an inspiration. We all love her. Not only is she a great player on the field, she's a great teammate, and it makes me very proud.
Well, we appreciate the time. She's been such a joy to watch, so thank you.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Wow, so great to be able to hear from Miranda, Brinley's mom. It's got to be so much fun to be able to watch her come out here and play at the World Series.
Yeah. Just an incredible story, and you can just see that tugging at the heartstrings of her mom, you know, just so proud of her, not just of her softball abilities, but the type of teammate she is, the type of friend she is.
How do we drop the dang ball? Shoot. You want to come sit with me? Come on. All right, we got
So this is Mila McNeely at the plate for North Carolina. North Carolina grabbed the lead back in the bottom of the first inning. Texas has tied it since then. Right now, Reese Poole over at first base after a drop third strike. She was able to beat it out.
can tell, you guys, that some of these North Carolina hitters will go up there, and as Raylan Van Zee sets and starts to go into her pitch, they'll try to just out of the corner of their eye take a peek at Isabel Mathis back behind the plate to see where she's going to set up. It doesn't happen every pitch, but I've definitely caught a few of them trying to take a quick peek to see if the catcher, Isabel Mathis, is going to set up on that outside corner and they can go with it, or if they have to have quicker hands and turn on an inside pitch.
Well, it's always a little easier to hit when you know where the pitch is going, right? Yeah. So you use anything you can. Is the shortstop sliding into the 5-6 hole, so I have to turn on it if I'm a righty, or go with it if I'm a lefty? I mean, any little bit of information is helpful.
Strikeout for Raylan Van Zee. Here comes Laisha Carter. Remember, we saw her slide into second base in that first inning. They had to rewrap her ankle. She's the catcher, but still in this game. Eventually came back out and ran for herself, and she's got a runner on first.
And I will say, too, Michelle, even if McNeely was looking to the dugout, I'm just so trained as a pitcher that if I see any head movement of the hitter's head, I'm thinking, oh, she's looking to see it. Like, you're just trying to pick up on all these little cues when you're in the circle because you want to get her out. You don't want her to be one up on you.
Yeah, it's important for both the pitcher and the catcher to notice that. And if it is, then what do? Do you start to slide and, sit in different corners? Yeah, little games you can play back and forth.
Hey, in this game, with these two teams, you need every little help that you can get. It's been one of the better games we've seen. We've seen a triple play. Yes, we did see a triple play turned by this Texas defense.
And that play at the plate by North Carolina.
Yes. Yep. Outstanding.
Continuing to work that outside corner. Doesn't get the call, maybe a little low.
Saw the reaction from the pitchers over here.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that, guys. Mathis, she got hit earlier in this tournament, too. That one in the rib area a few days ago.
It's tough to be a catcher. You're going to have balls in the dirt. You're going to have to block. I mean, catchers are just so tough, Michelle. Don't get all the attention and gratitude that they deserve oftentimes.
I think they call it the tools of ignorance, right? So they give you a hard time for volunteering to be back there. Exactly. Yeah, no, it is absolutely a tough position, and we joke about it a lot, but all the time you talk to any elite pitcher, they will say that I am good or I am great because I have an amazing battery mate, amazing catcher. Mm-hmm. Doing half of the work, if not more, for me.
Who was your favorite catcher, Michelle?
I had a lot of great catchers. Yeah. I had Michelle Gramacki, Stacy Newman on the Olympic team. So Debbie Schneider caught me for 13 years in Japan in my 16-year career. So I was very blessed. Had a lot of great catchers that just elevated my game.
Well, and Isabel Mathis has been catching Raylin for 4 to 5 years, so they have a really strong relationship as battery mates. It's Edward Rocio, the manager for Texas, who calls pitches. Lexi Rocio and Isabel and Raylin, and a lot of these girls play in the same travel ball team where he gets to call pitches there, too.
So we did see the umpire go over and grab the video review headset, and they are challenging catcher interference on that last play.
I
don't see anything there.
No.
But going back to your point about these two being together, I feel like sometimes in Little League we don't see that because a lot of these girls play travel ball and they're playing with other people. So when they come back to their community, maybe they don't have the same catcher. But we've actually seen it a couple times in this World Series. That consistency.
Yeah, which is so important. And again, those are the things that I love about Little League is that it is community-based softball versus travel ball. Your teammates can be from all over the state.
Yeah, so nothing extra there. Laisha Carter is going to step back in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So North Carolina that's their second unsuccessful challenge. If they were successful, they would keep it, but now they are out of challenges. Each team would get an additional one if we went to extra innings.
Ooh, just missed off the plate again. I mean, Carter needs to go buy a lottery ticket. I know she's too young, but she's been so lucky in this at bat. And Raylan Van Zee is trying to work, and now, y'all, it's starting to rain out there on the field.
Oh, don't even say it, Amanda. Comes out of the glove of Hansen in center. But they get the throw in time to second base. Lexi Rosillo came over to make the grab, and they get the out.
Well, how about the first step by Hansen? Hansen does a good job to get to this, but unfortunately it just pops out of her glove. But presence of mind to know it's a force out at second, throw in, and gets the out at second base. Again, this team from Texas coming up with great defensive plays.
Great communication on the field to be able to give her the heads up to go to 2.
Texas showing that chemistry. They know each other so well. They've been together a while. This Little League team has. Showing off in their defense. A triple play and then that play. This is Jordan Dry, the shortstop for North Carolina, who's had some good defensive plays of her own.
Seen it all the way around the World Series this year.
Play with 2 on. Had a little RBI action in the first inning. And it's a good play by Richards for out number 3. The tie score still holds 2-2 North Carolina and Texas.
Welcome back. As we've seen, these girls have some multifaceted talents, and joke telling is one of them. On the questionnaires that we asked them, they filled out what is their favorite joke. So we thought that we would do a joke today. This was Addison Young's, Lady K. What do you call 4 bullfighters in quicksand? Michelle, Amanda, Courtney.
Oh,
what is it?
4 bullfighters in quicksand. I don't. Any guesses?
No.
Do we have like a beep, beep, beep,
Yep.
beep?
Yeah, I don't even know what to guess.
Yeah, time's up.
Time's up. Quattro Cinco.
Oh, I was going to say Quattro.
No, you weren't.
I know I was before. Quattro. I wasn't going to say Cinco, but
Addison Young with the dad jokes.
All right.
Nice.
Yes, there were definitely. That's a good. I remember that one now that I've been shown the answer.
Yeah.
But there were some funny ones that I had to read out loud to the group. Our joke of the game.
That was impressive.
2-all tie game here in this quarterfinals. We get set for the top of the 4th inning. Hey, you can find Little League on Facebook. That's what she's doing. Twitter and Instagram at the official handles at Little League. Follow the action and join in the conversation. Hashtag LLWS. A great place to see some highlights, some of the best moments of Little League. You can find there on their social media platforms. If that triple play is not up yet, we're missing out.
Yeah.
I'm sure it will be there because that was incredible.
Does it make Sports Center top
Yeah,
10?
do we
What
think?
Yes.
Da-na-na,
Oh, yeah.
I vote
da-na-na.
yes.
Yeah.
I think so too. Let's put in a word. Beam a word up to the mothership, Chris Damiani, our producer, that we have a Sports Center top 10. Brinley Robinson. Scooped up by Jordan Dry. Both of these teams 3-1 in pool play. Their stats were so evenly matched, and they're just trying to fight right now for a spot in that semifinal. They would get either New Jersey or Virginia. Both teams making their way here to Elm Street Park Stallings Stadium here in Greenville, North Carolina. That'll be our 4th game of the day, the final game.
You know, North Carolina and Rowan Little League have a little bit of a legacy going on at the World Series. And you have to think that when they take the field, they're thinking about how the last time that we had a World Series champion, it was a Rowan Little League team. Back in 2019. Didn't we miss softball in 2020, by the way? So
yes.
happy to be back out here. So Rowan Little League, the reigning champs of the World Series.
That was one of the saddest moments, guys, when we got the text that
Shane and North Carolina would go on to win it all. So luck on their side. History repeats itself.
Yeah, Kennedy Watson looked great for Missouri today. No walks, 7 Ks, 0 hits. And Missouri will face Oklahoma tomorrow. Lexi Rosillo. Scooped up by Hun.
Did we just have a 1-2-3 inning, ladies?
We did, a rare occurrence in this game between Texas and North Carolina. Still tied at 2 in Greenville.
We have seen web gem after web gem here in Greenville at the Little League World Series. And this was earlier in this game. Texas turned a triple play, Young to Rocio to Richards.
And then how about North Carolina? Poole and Carter, a little bit of a ball getting past Carter, but Poole in time getting the ball and glove down, not allowing that run to score. So some really good web gems here at the Little League World Series.
Great defense, some great offense. Texas has 6 hits. North Carolina has 5 hits. We've only seen 1 error. This has been a great softball game.
So much fun. And you talked about that tag, Michelle, by Poole. I love how it was one-handed. She didn't go down with both of her hands, her pitching hand. You don't want to do that as a pitcher because then you know what? You get slid into, and then it hurts your pitching hand. Then you may not be able to pitch.
Yeah. Protect that hand, just like the catchers as well. Keep that arm tucked behind. Use that glove. Protect yourself. And how about the energy, right? Reese Poole, like, she's a little fireball, see, right?
Yeah, literally.
Coaches they call her a grinder. And yes, and she is a fireball, literally.
That is her nickname, Fireball Poole. Her grandfather had that nickname when he played baseball, and she's adopted it here for Little League. We're going to start off this inning, North Carolina with the bats. Sophia Redding at the plate. Well, they've been tied since the top of the 2nd inning. Brinley Robinson with the laser.
It's a risky move, you guys, but Robinson, the third base, remember, she's a player that has the club foot. She charged this bunt hard, decides to pick it up instead of let it roll foul, and then throws a low throw to Peyton Richards. But I'm telling you guys what, if I could pick an all-defense team, Peyton Richards would be my
selection. Maddie also plays a mean ukulele.
Don't hear that too often.
Nice job, Maddie Baker with the walk.
It's that smaller strike zone that Van Zee had to pitch to, standing at just 4'10", shrinks the strike zone, and Van Zee couldn't throw a strike against her in that AB.
Second walk for Maddie Baker in the World Series. First time today. She's on with 1 out, and we'll have some more changes. Remember, mandatory play, so every player gets 1 at bat. This is the time we see those changes coming. Brinley Hyatt has the bat right now for North Carolina.
I just saw Rolex yawn on the field at shortstop, and I just am about to yawn too. You know, it's a little bit contagious. It's a little dark. We've been here for a while, and I just didn't think my girl Rolex would be yawning at shortstop.
I would like to say that yawning shows that you're relaxed. You're just intaking more air. My coach would give me
what
a
a positive
when
spin.
I'd be warming up for a game. I'm like, Coach, I'm relaxed. I'm taking in air. I'm ready to go. Right? It does. It relaxes you.
It does. It really does.
Hey, in Lexi Rocio's defense, too, she's had a ton of action. At shortstop, at the plate, giving her all.
Not worried about it a bit.
No big deal.
She about to do it again?
Don't do it again. Van Zee going to second. Texas looking for 2 again. Yeah! Don't test this Texas defense.
And North Carolina out of challenge.
3rd quarterfinal. Texas and North Carolina. We have been tied up since the 2nd inning. Addison Young at the plate.
Now you could tell that both teams just started to settle in, and Reese Poole and Raylan Van Zee started to settle in the circle after that long delay and break that they had, and warming up about 10 different times, unfortunately.
I started this game about an hour and a half late. Thought we were going to play, and then, nope.
It's a tease.
So close, but so far. There's been something for everyone in this game. Double plays, triple plays, hits, extra base hits. Ooh, right back pass. Reese Poole rolls to center. And Addison Young has her first hit tonight.
Just about to say when he said there's been a little bit of everything. Well, the one thing that was missing was Addison Young getting a hit. At 8 hits coming to this game, has led their team in average here at the World Series and just smokes this ball right back up the middle. Even Reese Poole just late to react on it. Gets past her before she gets her glove up. That ball was hit so hard.
That brings us to Peyton Richards. She already has 2 hits tonight. Had 3 coming into this game. And she plays, as we've seen, a mean first base.
Very mean.
Oh, yes. Another one for Peyton Richards. Addison Young going to third. It's runners on the corners.
Richards in that 4 spot, very aggressive, protects Addison Young. And this combination, when they hit back-to-back, they are just tough. Look at the way this ball's just going to get roped right through that 3-4 hole. And I love the way that Addison Young was going to make sure she beats it out all the way to third and gets away from that ball. She could tell. She's like, don't hit me. Get behind me.
That was close.
It was very
really close.
So now Donnell Poole is going to go out to the circle for North Carolina. By the way, guys, 8 hits for Texas now. That is a high for them here in the World Series.
Yeah, they came out swinging in this game. They were aggressive early on. Remember, Lexi Rocio started out this game with a double. And they've been aggressive on the base pass, too. Even though Peyton Richards got thrown out at home, you can tell that Texas has come in to this game defensively, offensively, and on the base pass with just an aggressive mindset, taking extra bases, like going first to third there.
We kind of saw that early on in their run to the World Series, because back in the state tournament, Edward Rocio was telling us about this group. They lost a game, and they ended up playing a must-win game against the same opponent. Came out and scored 12 runs in that must-win game. Like, they respond so well.
Yeah, and that game was just 30 minutes after their loss. So they lost. Their season was on the line. They were able to bounce back and get a big win to extend their season.
Yeah, and you talk about important games. How about North Carolina? They had that very long day yesterday. So even though, you know, they got to play the later game today, beating Nevada yesterday in that very long rain-delayed game, there's probably a little bit of fatigue wearing on this team as well.
It's been a long week, been a hot week. Lots of games, lots of emotions to go with those games and excitement.
Runner goes. It's Reese Tate now over at second. 2 in scoring position. Just 1 out. That's where you got to make sure your defense all on the same page here. 2 in scoring position, 1 out.
Well, it just feels like a really big part in this game because we've been tied for so long. The offense has gone away. We go ahead and walk her and put her at first base here at Little League. The rules, you do not have to actually throw the pitches. You can just say, I'm going to go ahead and put her at first.
It's the same as the international rule. We just saw that at the Olympics in Tokyo.
So they walk her. Isabel Mathis had a double, and that's her second walk today. And that'll bring us to Abigail Sepulveda, who gets her first look at Reese Poole. What do you guys think about the decision to walk Isabel Mathis?
I think it's a good decision because you load the bases. It's easy for the defense. They know they have to come home with just 1 out. And you're also pitching to a hitter who hasn't been in the game yet.
Oh, hustle! Hustle play! Mila McNeely, my goodness. Wow!
This game, Michelle,
has been incredible. The defensive plays. How about McNeely making the dive over to Eva Shue for the double play? North Carolina showing the leather, getting out of the jam.
And welcome back. We're all tied up here in the bottom of the fifth. This North Carolina team, before every game, they say a prayer. And one of the things they pray for is Cassidy Seckler, a longtime softball player. She was part of the 2019 World Series championship team. Well, during a travel softball game back in July, she collapsed.
Yeah, Texas has had a lot of chances to score, a lot of runners left on base. They've threatened almost every inning, and North Carolina just continues to stick around and get some runners on themselves. It's been such a great game, so evenly matched.
Winner gets either New Jersey or Virginia. That will be our last game of the day. Missouri and Oklahoma already in the semifinals. Reagan Williams told us she dream job orthodontist. Also, her special talent does a pretty good British accent.
I have a really good Australian accent, but
would you like to share that with us,
no,
Amanda?
Maybe I'll get some gusto up to do it by the end of the World Series, but we'll see. We'll see. You guys have to earn it.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Tough teammate.
Full count. Seventh pitch of this at bat coming to Williams. And a walk. Well, tonight our Monday Night Baseball matchup features two of the top teams in the American League. The Central leading White Sox host the A's in the first of a four-game set. Our coverage starting at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific on ESPN and the app. Now, so many of these girls put down famous baseball players as their favorite athletes, famous softball players. Yeah. A lot of Jenny Finch on there, a lot of Odyssey Alexander.
Love it.
Looking at the fans, you guys, we just showed out in right field. There's a good little crowd out there behind right field. I love this park and the outfield stands, bleachers. Saw a beautiful golden retriever. There's a playground.
Yep. Got to throw the dog in there casually. I saw that.
Just in case we see that golden retriever again, just want everybody on the lookout that there is one roaming the park.
Yeah, the first year that Little League Softball has been here, Reese Poole to Robinson. Will go to second. Smart play to get the lead runner after the bobble.
Robinson is just a wall at third base.
You know it, man.
Didn't even let that little bobble hesitate. I'm going to go to second base and get the lead out. Boom.
She is a mainstay over there at third base.
Kaylee Furr will be up next for North Carolina in the 2 spot. Remember, regulation game in Little League, 6 innings usually. So these teams trying to avoid extra innings too, because if you pitch 7 innings, that burns your pitcher for the next day. They have to get 1 calendar day of rest. It's especially crucial for Texas, who has just used Raylan Van Zee.
Well, and even North Carolina, it's been 99.5% all Reese Poole. So both of these teams.
Yeah, just 2/3 of an inning for anybody else on the pitching staff for North Carolina.
Reese Poole to second in scoring position.
Such a big part in this game. They're up at the top of their order. North Carolina is. We are getting late. Think about if they take the lead right now, they're just 3 outs away from winning.
Hey, you all right? Okay, you all right? I need to relax, though, okay? Need to relax. Take a deep breath for every pitch right here, okay? I got to have strikes here, especially to, pinch hitters here, okay? Give me a strike, relax, start early, okay? Take a deep breath, start early. Work hard for me, okay? Let's go. You got this.
Edward Rosillo, the manager for Texas.
Love it. Just telling her what to do. Just throw strikes, don't throw balls. Throw strikes, right? Because it's very rare that a pitcher out there is trying to throw a ball. So it's always nice to tell them what to do, not what not to do. Love the encouragement.
Kaylee Furr at the plate. Diving save by Young.
Michelle, that is why you throw strikes. That is why you challenge a hitter. This pitch was basically right down the middle, but you go right at a hitter and let your defense, like the one that Texas has, make plays. Raylan Van Zee, who doesn't show any emotion in the circle, jumping up and down, fist pump for Addison Young, and that beautiful play that she made at 1.
And she should, because that saved a run. If that gets into the outfield, there's a very good chance that Reese Poole runs very well, would have scored on that. That is a huge play for Texas. Yet again, their defense comes through.
So Reese Poole is at third right now. 2 outs for Laisha Carter. She had a hit off of Raylan Van Zee in the first inning. Oh, tough pitch from Van Zee.
That pitch had some really good spin, late break on it, right at the knees, clipped the corner. One of the best pitches that she's thrown all game.
Oh, I thought she was going to grab that. Peyton Richards hustled over there. I think everybody in the stands jumped up.
I think she just ran out of real estate. This ball curving away from her, and you can see that when she goes up off the, it's on the Tippeton ice cone.
A snow cone?
A snow cone. There you go. Not an ice cone, a snow cone. Very good. Thank you.
Big swing and a miss. Raylan Van Zee gets her team out of it. Still tied, and we're moving on to the 6th inning.
this is Jocelyn Allo, and I just wanted to wish you guys good luck this week, and this is going to be...
Double play and a triple.
And Stecker Stroud is on to start the 6th inning for Texas.
That's a big at-bat by Stecker Stroud to go ahead and get the lead off on out of the number 7 spot here late in the game.
Well, and Brinley Robinson, who's coming up to bat now, she's like a silent assassin down at the bottom of the order for Texas. It's really quality at bats, can hit the ball hard, acts like a true veteran up at the plate.
There's her mom in the stands watching on. Runner's going to go. Just like that, Stecker Stroud in scoring position for Texas. Moved over on the wild pitch. I think Brinley Robinson's got that personality that this moment's not going to be too big for her. Hun, big time play in left field for North Carolina.
Hun moves very, very well to the ball, and you're right. Robinson tattooed that. She was very comfortable in a pressure situation, trying to get that ball out on the green. She does that, but Hun, with that smile, she just is out there, runs underneath that like, I got this, and she does.
We were talking to Amanda. I think the smallest players have made some of the biggest plays in this World Series.
I know it. Another smaller statured player is Haven Hansen coming up to bat too, and she's had some big hits for this team. And if you're Reagan Poole, you want to still go at Haven Hansen knowing that Lexi Rosillo is on deck, the leadoff hitter for Texas. And if you're Stecker Stroud, with the way that defense has been played, you don't want to get doubled off. Do not run yourself into a double play on second.
Hansen went fireball pull with the K.
Reese Poole is just working that pitch up in the zone, and Hansen just cannot keep that bat back. She's going to offer at it, just can't hold up. Reese Poole with the high pitch for the strikeout.
If they're considering putting Rosillo on first base, or at least they're going to come out and talk about it with Donnell Poole walking to the circle and Reese Poole saying, everybody stay back. Troutman, the third baseman, started to come up and said, it's just me and Dad right now.
What would you guys do here with Rosillo?
She's 2 for 3. Van Zee is 0 for 3.
I'd probably walk her.
Yeah, Lexi Rosillo came into this game hitting 300. She already has a couple of hits tonight in this quarterfinal.
Well, she has so much power. That's that home run that she hit off of Virginia when they were facing her back in the first inning. She's their leadoff hitter. She is their spark, and it just seems like whenever the team needs a big hit, she is the one that is able to step up, push across RBIs, and find a way to get on base.
Rolex 5 for 13 in the World Series. Texas needs her right now because they are 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. And yes, they will give her a base.
Yeah, I think that's a smart decision. You never want the best hitter on the team to beat you. And granted, she may not have the highest batting average on the team. That's Addison Young. But Lexi Rolex has proven that she can be on time.
Love Coach Rosillo just talking to Raylan Van Zee there. And you guys, I will continue to talk about it as long as Texas is in this tournament. She has had the worst luck at the plate, but eventually something has to fall.
Had made some great contact in her at bat in the second inning, but it went right to the shortstop.
He's also probably like, hey, if you want to pitch tomorrow, you might want to get a hit here and try to get us the lead, and then we'll just be 3 outs away from winning. But
help yourself out. Her toes are up on the line. Oh, she's looking for that big cut, trying to send the ball yard. 2 outs. She just needs to put this ball out on the green.
And it hits her to load the bases. Hey, how about that? Because that brings up Addison Young. That's big.
And all the runners on right now have gotten on with the free pass.
Quarterfinal day at the Little League Softball World Series here in Greenville, North Carolina. North Carolina has a chance to walk it off here. We're tied at 2. 1 game remaining, New Jersey and Virginia. That will start 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game. You can see it over on ESPN News. We already know one semifinal. We'll see Missouri and Oklahoma tomorrow at 4 Eastern right here on ESPN2. All right, guys, big chance for North Carolina.
Huge opportunity to walk it off.
So they will start with their shortstop, Jordan Dry. She's singled in the 3rd inning, facing Raylan Van Zee. Both pitchers have just gotten better and better, and their defense behind them have gotten better and better as this game has gone on. Dry takes the first pitch to second, and Young makes the play.
Gotta love that if you are a Texas fan or Van Zee. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Especially to the number 4 hitter.
Eva has thrown a lot of strikes, 76 pitches, and we're here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He's done a good job of finding the strike zone. Has only walked 1 hitter in this game. 2 hitters. Wait, 3. Sorry. Doesn't feel like that many. Because she still has only thrown 77 pitches.
Yeah. Facing Eva Shue.
And she looks like she's settling in more, working the edges more. So her pitches, it's located better early in the zone. And the 4th and 5th inning, much more in control. Didn't give up a hit in either of those innings.
And I know we've said it, but this is so important because Texas needs Raylan Van Zee. North Carolina needs Reese Poole if they play tomorrow. If they throw one pitch in the 7th inning, if we go to extras, they cannot play tomorrow.
Cannot pitch tomorrow.
They cannot pitch tomorrow, excuse me. They can play, they just can't pitch. Mandatory 1 calendar's day rest if you pitch 7 or more innings in one day. Full count.
Either she chased that pitch. Looked like it could have been ball 4. But I like it. Still 3-1 count. She's aggressive. Trying to make something happen here late in the game.
Van Zee will take this one and toss it over to Peyton Richards. 2 down.
Yeah, Van Zee has been having some good down movement lately, too, on both sides of the plate. Created that ground ball there, and Shu to chase again on what would have been ball 4.
Leah Troutman back in, up at the plate. Has 2 hits in the World Series, does not have one tonight. Working on those lucky cups. I think they need them. A little rally cup.
Yep. Decided to put it away.
Leah Troutman finding room. Rally continuing for North Carolina. 2 outs.
All Troutman needed to do, Michelle, was find a way to get on base. That line drive down on the right side of the field just plays perfectly in between second and first base. North Carolina, little hope, little life.
JoJo Hun is back up. Singled in the 2nd inning. And North Carolina making some substitutions.
North Carolina, special pinch runner number 3, number 25.
So North Carolina is going to use a special pinch runner. They will put Maddie Baker out there at first base. You're allowed to use a special pinch runner twice in a game, just once in an inning. They can replace any offensive player. We are going to extra innings. Who will be moving on to the semifinals? Texas, North Carolina tied at 2. 7th inning here in our quarterfinal between Texas and North Carolina. The question is, guys, do you put your pitcher, keep them out there? Because as soon as they throw one pitch in this 7th inning, they have to rest. They cannot pitch tomorrow.
Well, there is no tomorrow if you don't win today.
That's true.
So more than likely, I think we'll see both pitchers out there. Now Texas, I think, does have some other arms that they can use. They used throughout the year, but I think there's a chance we see both of them.
Yeah, so Reese Poole is out there right now for North Carolina.
Yeah, I agree, Michelle. I think that we'll see Poole, Vanzee in extra innings trying to win this game because, like you said, if you don't win tonight, there is no tomorrow.
Peyton Richards leads off. Favorite thing that we've seen in this game, because we've seen everything, Amanda.
Ooh.
Put you on the spot.
You know what? I as much as I really like that triple play, I loved the play at home with Poole covering home on the pass ball, and just I thought it was a textbook way to play that. How about you, Missy?
I'm going to say Addison Young diving for that ball that saved a run late in the game. That was like, you look at your scorecard and it might not jump out like a double play or a triple play.
Yeah.
But that was huge for me.
Peyton Richards starts with a walk.
Important to note, too, that we're not starting with the runner at second base, so no international tiebreaker rules. We're starting with the bases clean.
Yeah, that'll start in the 8th inning. Isabella Mathis in a good spot here. No outs and a runner on first.
I'll tell you what, if there has been anything that has gotten action here at the ballpark, it's been these swings out behind center field. People have just been on it. It's a big swing by Addison Williams there. We've seen that a couple of times from Texas, just trying to go yard.
McNeely hustling. Man, McNeely has been really solid at second base, too, for North Carolina. So much good defense.
Well, and we haven't seen a ton of strikeouts. Both of these offenses have done a good job of putting the ball in play.
Eight hits for Texas, 6 hits for North Carolina. Reese Tate. She's got one of those hits. It was a double in the 2nd inning. Came around and scored.
Yeah, and to your point, Amanda, both of these offenses, they don't strike out much, just 3 to 4 times a game, and we've seen that.
Jordan Dry. The throw bounces offline. Runners on the corners right now as Richards makes her way over. But then plenty of time for Reese Tate to get to second. That is 2 in scoring position right now for Texas.
This ball hit hard right at Dry, and she's just going to short hop, but just a little bit over to Shu, who just cannot make that pick, and that's an opportunity for Texas to move up. Runners at second and third. Really good base running by Reese Tate to get all the way to second.
And look, I know Brinley Robinson flew out to left, but she had a nice swing on it last time we saw her in the 6th inning.
Looks like they're actually going to go ahead and put her to first base. Now Haven Hansen will have a chance to come up and put her team on top.
Haven Hansen coming in with 3 hits. She was 2 for 2 against Missouri. That's a team that's already in the semifinal. First pitch strike from Reese Poole. Fireball loves these kind of moments. Bases loaded, 2 outs, top 7. Back past her. Haven Hansen, 1 run across. Can they make it 2? You bet. Haven Hansen gets you some.
Haven Hansen, one of the smallest players out there on the field, hits it as hard as she possibly can right up the middle of the field. And it takes that fortunate hop for Texas that hits the base and then goes to the left fielder, Hun. And then 2 runs are going to be able to score. Haven Hansen hitting in the 9 spot, comes up huge with 2 RBI for her team.
And you go to the top of the order. You want a little insurance? Lexi Rocio at the plate. 2 runners on, one of them in scoring position. They put Rocio on the last time. Do you do it again?
I would pitch to her here. But it's a really hard decision. Oh, they are good.
So they're going to use a special pinch runner. Texas will. Sepulveda going out to second base. Rolex at the plate. She has a double and an RBI single and a run scored. Oh, foul. Just at the last second, called foul.
Yeah, it looked like it hit.
Yeah.
Great call. But it does make you think, you guys, now that Texas has a 2-run lead, would you start somebody else other than Ray Lynn in the bottom half of the inning so that she could pitch tomorrow and take your chances? Or
Yeah, the question is someone warm enough?
And that could be why they pinch ran for Brinley Robinson, too, at second base so that she could warm up in the bullpen.
And there she is doing just that. Now, she has not pitched at the World Series. Oh, it didn't get there in time. No. It was bobbled a little bit at shortstop. Bases loaded.
Jordan Dry is going to come across the infield. Shoe with a stretch, ball down on the dirt, but easily beaten out by Lexi. So opportunity now for Texas. These are important runs. If they can put a couple more up on the board, there's a good chance that we do see Van Zee taken out so that they can save her for tomorrow.
Huge. And you're bragging on this defense, but all of a sudden in this inning, North Carolina with 2 errors in this inning.
Yeah, we had only had 1 error in the whole game until right now. How great would it be if Raylan Van Zee can help herself out? No chance to make a play on it.
Yeah, because think about it. You have speed at second and speed at first base. So if she's able to find a gap, then she's able to potentially clear the bases. It'll be tough with 2 strikes, though, against Reese Poole, who's been so good tonight.
Reese Poole has been so good. Huge strikeout, and North Carolina has got some work to do. How about this Texas team back on top?
Haven Hansen coming up to give her team the lead. What a huge hit. They're just 3 outs away from the semis.